Good morning, everybody. Early morning start here in the UK. It's 7 a.m. and we've got a really special guest on for year 2 of the Back to Your Future social experiment. I'm super excited because this is a guy that is one of the reasons that I got started in the, I don't know how, but that's the magic of the internet. I don't know how I stumbled on Aaron's stuff, but I saw his content. I think it was probably YouTube, and it totally resonated with me because I'd looked at internet marketing and online marketing in 2010, 2011, I think, and it was really different. And so when I started looking again in around 18, 19, I think it was, you know, Aaron was one of those people that I totally saw what he was doing and thought, yeah, I need to get and be a part of that. So really looking forward to today and to seeing what's happened in the last 12 months. I'm going to bring Aaron in now and then we'll say hi. Hey, Aaron.
Hey, Martin. How are you, man?
Yeah, really good. It's been, awesome. Can you believe it's been like 12, 13 months? And yeah. Where did that year go? So
I know, it's just time flies. It's really, really scary. Can you hear me and see me okay, though, Martin?
Yeah, absolutely. Perfect. Yeah, I'm just going to check on my phone to make sure that we've got this live and make sure that there are people on. So they are obviously seeing what we're doing. And I just want to make sure that we're there before going into it. And yeah, we're there. So let me just turn the volume down on that. Perfect. So, I mean, let me just talk a little bit about your backstory because I think it's something that everybody will resonate with. And when we first met and chatted, you had been in the online space over 10 years already. So you've seen a lot of change, you've seen a lot of struggle, and then all of a sudden something clicked and you actually gave up your job in corporate late 2019, I think.
April 2019, yeah.
Yeah. And that's a massive step. You know, that's one of those times where you think, oh, am I doing the right thing? And is the door closed behind me now? And you've traveled so much. I'm jealous every time I see your posts and your YouTube videos about the travel and that. But obviously 2020 has been difficult in that respect. But yeah, I'm really impressed with what you've done. So is there anything more that you want to add before we jump into the questions on that?
No, I think that's a great introduction. Thank you so much for that, Martin. Yeah, I'm happy to jump into the questions.
Cool, perfect. So yeah, the first question is obviously, what's been going on? 2020, coronavirus, COVID. Nobody saw that coming. That's just incredible. So how's 2020 for you?
Yeah, it's crazy because the world has gone through a really tough time in 2020. I had the most incredible 2020, not to toot my own horn or anything like that, but it's just been an incredible year of growth for the business. We didn't move backwards at all, and everything was moving forwards. I actually updated my people in terms of my YouTube channel and my podcast, and I spoke about the year that just passed. And it was a very exciting year because when you do affiliate marketing, everything is 100% online, right? There's no physical element at all. I mean, if you look at other business models like e-commerce, drop shipping, there is a physical component, right? Because with drop shipping, you're actually selling physical products online. So as we saw at the start of the coronavirus, a lot of these factories were shutting down. Workers couldn't get into the factories to work. So if you were selling like mugs or t-shirts or, mobile phones or whatever, you couldn't get your product because the factories were closed, right? So even though it was an online business, there was still a physical element of the offline world. And a lot of people struggled initially at the start of the coronavirus with dropshipping and e-commerce, right? But with affiliate marketing, everything is 100% digital, right? All the products are delivered online. The sales processes are all online. Everything's online. So my revenue just spiked. It tripled during the coronavirus. It was just incredible. And I didn't really do anything different. It was just everyone was at home. Everyone was on lockdown. And there's really only a few places that people spend their time when they're stuck at home. They spend it on Netflix, on Amazon, or on YouTube, basically, right? These are the 3 main places. Or they're just basically online looking for information or looking for entertainment. So it was a tough year for a lot of people, including my friends here in Malaysia. But for me, it was a great year. So I'm just very grateful and still counting my blessings, really. Yeah.
That's incredible. And, when we first met, probably 18 months ago now, but your YouTube channel was around 10,000. It's over 21,000 now. That's incredible growth to double in just around a year. So, you know, is that your main source of leads and traffic? And how do you build it? I mean, what's the secret? Because this is one of the things that people are, and I always say, you know, if I can really get good at Facebook, if I can really get good at YouTube, Facebook owns Instagram. That's half of the market and half of the audience. YouTube and Google are owned by Google. So, you know, you've got it covered. And I just want to, you know if that's your main revenue source of traffic and leads and revenue. And how do you do it?
No problem. So so YouTube organic is my main source of leads. So I get a lot of my leads and my traffic from YouTube. My channel has grown quite a bit since we last spoke, but the thing is, I have multiple channels on YouTube, which a lot of people don't see, right? You see the main Aaron Chen channel, which is the channel that you're talking about, but I have a lot of other sort of ninja stealthy channels that also drive a lot of leads for me that you might not necessarily be able to find because it's not called Aaron Chen, right?
Wow.
And the beauty about YouTube is that even though it's a very, very old social media platform, considered one of the oldest, I think they're over 15 years old now, it's still one of the most popular, right? And the reason why I love YouTube so much is because video is one of the best conversion models for an online business, right? Regardless of what anybody says. And, you know, we're not just talking about, what we call talking head videos. Like what we're doing right now, Martin, is called a talking head video, right?
Yeah.
And even though I do a lot of those, I do teach my students that, listen, it's any form of video. It could be a video where you're showing your face. It could be you recording your screen. It could be a PowerPoint style video. It could be a cartoon style video. It could be like diagrams, it could just be like a hand drawing on a whiteboard. It doesn't matter. As long as it's video, video seems to be the medium that people connect with the most, right? Which is why I love video, which is why I push my students to learn video, even though a lot of people are terrified of the camera initially. But there's so many options these days, right? There's so many softwares and tools that you can use to create amazing video, and you never really even ever have to show your face, okay? Yeah. So I still believe that video and YouTube is one of the best ways, which is why I'm really heavy onto YouTube. But I do use other strategies as well. I'm using Google search, for example. I'm using Bing. I do a little bit of solo ads here and there, tap into other people's markets, databases, sorry. But I also do YouTube paid ads as well. So it's not just organic. I also do the paid version as well. To answer the second part of your question, how do you do it? Well, it's a skill. It really is a skill. I've got a program, Video Authority Mastery, that is, goes super in depth into that. But just to give you an idea, really, it's quite simple. You create a video, and you really need to stay away from videos where you're trying to go viral, right? A lot of people try and teach this viral strategy. There's no formula for that. A video to go viral, it's almost impossible to predict, okay? I mean, you could get the formula like if there's, 10 things that you need to hit in order for a video to go viral, you're never going to hit all 10. And even if you hit all 10, there is a human component, right? The external factor environment that you just can't control. So even if you hit all 10 things, it's not a guarantee that a video will go viral, which is why the worst way to go.
We're glitching here, Aaron. I don't know if it's your side or my side, but we lost you there when you were starting to talk about going viral. So let's just give it 30 seconds.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we're back in. So yeah, you were just saying about you're never going to hit those 10 things to go viral, and then it glitched out.
Yeah, so you're never going to hit those 10 things to go viral because it's just so unpredictable. So instead of trying to create a viral video, which is the worst thing to do, what you should basically do is target people for keywords on YouTube, right? So if you think about YouTube, it is the biggest video encyclopedia in the world. People go there to either, number one, get entertained or to learn something. That's pretty much it, right? And you could learn pretty much anything: how to fry an egg, how to stop your dog from peeing on the carpet, how to unclog your toilet, how to fix it, how to fix your carburetor, for example, right? So many different things. How to create a chair from scratch using wood, things like that, right? So you can learn anything. And so when you understand what people are searching for, and you go after specific keywords in your space. So for example, if you were trying to sell a six-pack ab program that teaches, guys and girls how to get six-pack abs, all you would do is you would create videos around keywords that particular audience is going after on YouTube, right? And just some examples might be, how do I lose weight? How do I get a beach body? How do I get six-pack abs? How do I get a ripped stomach, right? Things like that, right? And obviously there are keyword tools that will help you to find these ideas. But once you found the ideas, all you really need to do is create very simple videos and target those specific keywords, and go after them, rank for them. And when people type out that particular keyword phrase, they're going to find your video. And when they find your video, they're going to watch it. And it's really about creating content-rich videos, right? So you want to give your audience exactly what they went there to find out in the first place, right? So it's not about creating a salesy video. I don't create salesy videos, right? A lot of it is content heavy. You're giving value to your audience members. So if they were to look for something like, what are the best foods to eat to lose weight, I'm actually going to create a video that will teach them what are the maybe top 3 best foods they can eat to lose weight. And then at the end of that video, I might say something like, listen, if you got some value today and you want to learn a little bit more about how you can get six-pack abs, I've got a full training program that will teach you how to do it. And all you need to do is click the link below to get access to that free training. And that's it. It's a very, very simple process. Then people click on the link, they get onto your email list, and then obviously you've got the back-end sales funnel, sales process that will follow up with them, build a relationship with them, and then recommend that product that you're trying to sell. And that's kind of that whole kind of model in a nutshell. Yeah,
that's crazy. And I've seen you do that so many times on your own channel. I don't know if I've ever heard you talk about, apart from what you've just said, trying to be salesy. I don't think I've ever seen in any of your videos you trying to be salesy. It's just like, hey, look, you know what, if this resonates with you and you want really in-depth training on how to rank in YouTube and things like that, then click the link and let's go from there. So that's exactly what I loved.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's really about not trying to, it's selling without selling, right? All you're doing initially is you're just trying to build a relationship with people. It's kind of like, when you go to a party offline and you meet people that you've never met at a party and they're kind of mingling in groups. I mean, you don't want to, jump in there and stick out your business card and say, hey, I'm Aaron, I'm a car salesman. Are you looking for a BMW? You don't do that, right? You kind of figure out what people are talking about, and then you kind of give your 2 cents and you give some suggestions and you have a chat and you build a relationship. And that's essentially what good affiliate marketing is about. It's about coming into the conversation when the timing is right, being there when people are looking for something, giving them what they're looking for, starting a conversation, building a relationship, and then building trust, which I always talk about in my marketing. Trust is the cornerstone of every single good affiliate marketing campaign. A lot of other marketers don't talk about trust. In fact, I've rarely even ever heard that word, trust. It's very strange. Actually, I'm just thinking about this now, but in my marketing, it really is all about that, because I know what the audience is thinking. In the back of their mind, they're thinking, how can I trust this guy? How can I trust this Chinese dude with glasses, right? That's what they're thinking. They're like, I don't even know where this guy's from, kind of thing, right? Mine is like, I mean, there are millions of people online. It's like, who are you going to trust, okay? And so if you can close that gap and you know that, look, I got to build trust with somebody first before I recommend a product, and your marketing is based around that, then that's exactly what you're going to do. You're going to be able to build that relationship and build trust. So that's how it works.
Love that. Absolutely love that. Okay, so the next question is more of a personal question, because you made me so jealous before when you were posting about your travels all the time. You were here, you were there, and the photos were insane and crazy. But obviously 2020 with lockdown and all of that kind of thing, it's been a lot more restricted. So I'm assuming that you haven't been able to travel much in 2020. But what are the plans then? Because you must be itching, you and your wife must be itching to get away.
Yeah, no. So 2020 was a crazy year, honestly. Couldn't really get away, and the way that it's been working in Malaysia is that they've kind of opened it up and then they closed it down, then they opened it up again for a long time, but we weren't allowed to travel still. But we did like little mini trips around the country, so we went to the beach, and Malaysia has some beautiful beaches. If for your audience that's watching, if you want to come to some of the most beautiful beaches in the world, powdery white sands, come to Malaysia, the East Coast. It's absolutely stunning. So we did that a couple of times. We went diving, but I haven't been able to travel internationally. I had a trip to Copenhagen. I'm getting a half sleeve tattoo in Copenhagen, in Denmark, and I've had to move that appointment back 3 times now.
Wow.
So Yeah. It's just something that I've always wanted to do. This guy is one of the top Japanese tattoo artists in the world. He has a 1-year waiting list. I've been on his waiting list for 1 year. So yeah, you got to pay a deposit, wait for 1 year. So I'm going to go see him in May, but we may have to delay that again. And so that would be kind of my first international trip since all the lockdowns happened. But I've been super busy, Martin. I've moved house. The last time you interviewed me, the background was completely different. This is my new home office. I moved to a bigger place. I spent a big part of the year, actually, probably 4 or 5 months, doing up my new apartment. So that was really, really fun. Building this studio. I've never done this before. I've got the DSLR kind of streaming into the computer right now. So that's been a big part of the year, which has been very cool. So that's kept me busy.
That's incredible. Yeah. And I look forward to seeing more of your photos, because that was one of my goals now going forwards is I work hard. And so I'm going to travel more. I've got friends all over the world. And so I want to go and see them, and I want to travel more as well. So yeah, hopefully you'll get jealous of some of my photos too.
I'm sure I will.
Okay, so last year you were saying that there's still so much opportunity in the online space and in marketing and affiliate marketing. Do you still believe that? And is the landscape changing, or is it, there's some new kids on the block with affiliate marketing necessarily? So actually we've moved away from this and into a new affiliate offer because it's the latest thing rather than shiny objects. It just is more up to date, and it's the latest thing. Do you still believe that we've still got plenty of opportunity in the online space?
Yeah, absolutely. The reality is that affiliate marketing is a $12 billion industry. I don't know if you know that. I actually didn't know that until fairly recently. I knew it was big. I didn't know it was that big. 12 billion, that's bigger than global retail. Global retail is about 11 billion. It's bigger than the security industry, which is about 9 billion. I mean, 12 billion, that's huge, considering that whenever you speak to friends and family, they have no idea what affiliate marketing is. They can't even pronounce that word. When people ask me what I do, I still struggle to tell them. And when they, kind of some of them find out how much I'm earning, they just can't believe it because it's such a hidden industry and nobody knows about it. And until a lot of people know about it, the opportunity is just ridiculous. And it's funny whenever people ask me that question, because it's kind of like, look, the internet is huge, right? It's a massive industry. And a lot of people think, oh, will it get saturated, Aaron? Well, it's not going to get saturated, because unless you cover every single market and every single person that's online who's looking at affiliate marketing knows your name, then it's not going to be saturated at all. And if you think about how many people are online, I think it's something like, if I'm not mistaken, it's like 3 billion people plus are actually online. Until you've covered 3 billion people, I mean, the market is ginormous. So no, it will never ever get saturated. So the sheer size is just not going to allow affiliate marketing to be saturated. The second thing is that it's still very, very unknown. Even though when you're in the industry, it feels like everybody knows about it, but the reality is that the lay person on the street has no idea what affiliate marketing is, and they're online too, and they're buying products too, right? So there's just so much room to grow for affiliate marketing. The other thing as well is that most people that do affiliate marketing are doing it wrongly. So because they're doing it wrongly, they're not branding themselves, they're not building value, they're not building a sales process, they're not leveraging themselves, they're not creating their own what I call online assets. Because of that, it's very difficult for it to get saturated, because most people are using other people's stuff. Right? So they're using systems, they're using done for you stuff. They're not even using their own stuff. And because they're not using their own stuff, people like us who brand ourselves are going to win every single time. Does that make sense? So for us, it will never get saturated, because people join Martin, people join Aaron Chen. They don't join a system or a business. They join the person. And that's the huge, I guess, unknown secret about affiliate marketing that people don't know about, is that people will join you because they trust you, because of the way that you've built out your system and your content and your marketing, really. And that's really the trick. That's the strategy, right? And most people are just too lazy to learn that, unfortunately. And until everybody does, it's never going to get saturated. That's what I truly believe. Yeah.
Totally agree. And 2 points I want to pick up on there as well is the first one is the branding point. And I developed the program and launched it in beta in November and got some great feedback from the students that went through it, called the Branding Advantage, because everyone talks about marketing, everyone talks about sales, and you know, they're not branding themselves, either personal branding or as a company, as a business. Traditional businesses or individuals as affiliate marketers, I look down my feed, as you probably do, and everybody looks the same. Everybody's saying the same motivational quotes and doing the same crap. So that's the first point. And secondly, how many people give this up after 12 months because they're like, this system that I bought, this package that I bought said that I'd be able to do this. It's not working, so it's not going to work for me after probably 1 year.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's the thing. People are just not willing to stay the course. They're not willing to stay in the game. They give up really easily, and they're not willing to do the hard work in order to build themselves, you know, something tremendous. You know, a lot of people think that affiliate marketing is getting behind your laptop and writing a couple of emails, buying a couple of solo ads, and you're supposed to make 6 figures. I mean, come on, if it was really that easy, everybody would be earning 6 figures, right? But that's not the case. It's really learning the real skills, learning the real marketing, getting in front of your audience. You know, it's a contact sport. That's what I always tell my people. That's what affiliate marketing is, right? And you can, if you do it right, then yes, you can earn, you know, incredible amounts of money, but you have to learn how to do it right, because it's a skill. It really is a skill. Yeah,
completely agree. So you are an affiliate marketer, but you have some insane programs of your own as well. What's the ratio? Is it like 50-50, more affiliate, more your own programs and coaching now?
Yeah, so I would say it's 70-30 actually. So when we first had the interview last year, I had just launched my programs, and I was very heavy in selling other people's stuff at that point. But when I transitioned last year, so 2020 was really my growth year for my own programs. I still do sell other people's programs because, you know, that's a very good way to create multiple streams of income, recommend tools and things that people need to add on. But my core income comes from my own programs now. That's roughly about 70%. So my focus is really growing that brand and that training. Yeah.
That's awesome. I love that. And that's exactly where I want to go. The affiliate offers are some things that I either don't want to do, or it's already good enough out there. So I'll use someone else's thing and push them towards my programs, because I think they're complementary as well. So that's awesome. You know, we see everybody talking about this magic 10,000 a month, and everybody talking about money online because it's the way to entice people in to buy from them in the affiliate space in particular. You know, I've earned 10,000 this month or 2,000 today or whatever, you know, but I never see that from you. I don't do it. I don't particularly like doing those screenshots of the money and the income and all of that kind of stuff, but a lot of people do. So you just mentioned that your business actually grew tons in 2020, and so you must be pleased with that. And you know, we don't need to talk money, but you clearly had some amazing growth in 2020. So let's talk around the growth and where that's come from. So it's probably your own programs, right?
Yeah, so 2020 was a really interesting year because not only did I launch my programs, I spent a lot of 2020 optimizing the programs. So the thing about creating your own programs is that once you've created them, you still have to learn how to sell them properly, right? And so things like the sales pages, the sales process, you know, how you upsell people on the back end, you know, how good the quality is, things like that, all need to be tweaked and optimized. So I spent a good part of the year doing that. In fact, the ending part of 2020, I finalized my affiliate program, which has allowed me to help, you know, certain students to resell the program. And then that's additional revenue for the company and for myself, right? So all of these things took time. I built a marketing system around my affiliate program as well. And that was what I spent a lot of time on in 2020, just making it really good, making a well-oiled machine, making sure that the courses were complete, because there are sections inside of my signature program, Invincible Marketer, where it's kind of like a what's working now section. So I continuously update that section when something new happens. And they're very, very detailed trainings. They're not, you know, dinky little trainings. They're proper detailed trainings that I could sell on their own. And that's just the value that I bring to my community. So that took time to build, time to plan, execute, shoot, edit, all that stuff. But most of it is done now. And it has grown a lot. But this year, 2021, I'm really going to be focusing more on growing the business using paid ads. I'm going to be very, very aggressive on the paid ad side. So that's kind of my game plan for 2021. But 2020, yeah, the business grew, about 3 times, and then it kind of, equalized a little bit, because I think the coronavirus, it gave it sort of an, artificial spike, if you will, because everyone was at home, right? Business still is really good, but initially it was just incredible. It's like the curve was like this. Mark. It was nuts. I didn't even do anything different, right? And then slowly it sort of equalized like that. And now, it's still a lot bigger than it was when I started in 2019. And I'm kind of, trying to grow it back up again this year, 2021. Yeah. So that's kind of what's happened.
And the thing is as well, people are looking because they had a 9 to 5 and they either fired, or in the UK we're calling it furloughed. They got kind of put on hold, and they were on minimum wage or not paid at all, actually, but they kept their job for when things open back up. So people are looking. And back to the question before, when I said, do you think that we've still got enough scope in the online space? People are getting involved all the time because they need multiple streams of income now. They know that they can't rely on their job anymore.
Yeah, totally. It's just funny because on New Year's Eve I met up with an old friend. Actually, I was partying with some friends, and I saw one of my old classmates. He's like 3 years my junior, and he asked me what I was doing. I gave him kind of an update, and I found out he was also in the internet marketing space. And he doesn't do affiliate marketing, but what he does is he does performance marketing for companies. He has a digital agency, basically, right?
Yeah.
And his story was exactly the same as mine. I was like, how did you do in 2020? He's like, we had the most incredible year. Like, we tripled our business. And I was just like, dude, it sounds exactly like my business. It's crazy, right? Because it's 100% digital, So, it's the future. I mean, the internet has been the future for a while now. It's just that I think everything that's happening in the world has made people really realize that they need to pivot. They need to shift quickly. Otherwise, they're going to be, left in the dust, unfortunately. So, yeah.
I love that. Exactly. My thoughts too. Last time we spoke, you wanted to 10x the business, and you're already kind of a third of the way there now if you tripled your revenue last year. But still the case, because obviously with growth comes a lot more, and you've said it's a well-oiled machine. And actually, spookily, my training in my group, my Facebook group this week, is all about, it's called the powerful pipeline processes to streamline in the process. So it's spooky that you've just mentioned that. But
nice.
So is the ambition still to 10x?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, sorry, I've got this little fly here, but it really is. I mean, my goal for my business is and people ask me this, even some of my students have asked me, my goal is not to grow an internet business where I'm going to have 100 employees below me in an office, right? The whole reason why I started affiliate marketing was to get away from that. I mean, I worked for a big recruitment multinational for 7 years. I was a senior manager. I was managing 13 people, And the only reason why I wasn't running that office was because I had this affiliate marketing business on the side, and I knew I was going to quit at some point. So I didn't want to put my old boss out like that, because we have a good relationship, right? So my goal is never to build or replicate what I had in my corporate job. I want to be as light as I can, right? And so my goal for my business, yes, is to 10x the business, but to grow it to a point where it's going to be huge, but I don't have to have a massive team or an office under me, if that makes sense, right? I want to be as light as possible. I want to be as flexible as possible. And so my goal for the business is not to only grow the revenue and provide a lot of value to the marketplace, but to operate as lightly as possible. So most of my staff, if I have any staff, will be virtual. I'm not going to have an office here. I'm going to have a virtual assistant. If I need a production company, it's going to be like a freelance production company that I use anytime I need to shoot ads or per project, right? They're not going to be under payroll or anything like that. And so that's it's a very different kind of goal than a lot of the big internet guru marketers, because they have big teams. They have like 10, 20, 30 people working for them. They have an office kind of thing, right? That's not the kind of business that I want to build, just because it just reminds me too much of my corporate life, which which I don't want to go back to.
Exactly. You're out of work, and then you've got another job managing all of that team again.
Yeah, exactly. Which means I have to wake up every single day. I've got to go to the office. I have to make sure everybody is working. I don't want to be in a job like that. So, and the beauty about affiliate marketing is that when you set up your business in a certain way, you can really operate it the way that I want to operate it. You don't have to have staff. You don't have to have an office. You really can do very well with just maybe 1 or 2 employees, right? Quote unquote virtual employees. And everything is just run by yourself, by systems, by funnels, by ads, by tools. It's the most incredible thing, you know? Does that mean that you don't have to work at all? No, you still have to work, but you don't have to be there all the time, which is the beauty about it. You know, if you want to take a day off, you can. If you want to take a week off, you can. You just have to structure your next week in a specific way so that the business continues to run, right? Which is super
particularly
cool.
With the lifestyle that you want to travel, you can do that from anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. As long as you have an internet connection, and yeah, you have to plan forward a little bit. But the beauty about the world now is the internet is so good in most places that it's generally okay. You can run from anywhere. Yeah.
Love that. Okay, we are on the final question, and it's really flown by. I really appreciate your time, because for me, this is insane value for my group, and hopefully for all of the audience out there. But looking forward now, 1 year. This is the Back to Your Future social experiment. We've looked now. 2019 has been very kind for you, tripling the size of your business. People need to go and find you online, and we'll talk about that where they can find you. But and look back at last year's interview, because you know everything that we talked about is literally happening for Aaron. So that is fantastic, and I'm really excited for. We're going to do this over 5 years, right? And there's a couple of people that haven't responded from year 1. So, like in all businesses, like we just talked about, they may not be taking anything forwards, or they may have pivoted, or it might just be that they're not interested in showing their life for the last 12 months. I don't know. That's fine. I'm really excited for your next 3, 4, 5 years. But what's the plan for 2022, 2021? I mean, what are you looking to do in 2021?
So the plan is to scale the business. And when I say scale, I mean, get more lead flow on the front end of the business so that I can create more revenue. And really the focus is on paid advertising this year. So everything's been optimized. It's more about just growing the business. And then once the business grows, it's about creating that back end support so that I can continue to support my community, because right now the support is tremendous, right? I answer all the questions, we go live, things like that. So they get a lot of support from myself. So how do we maintain that for 2021 if the business grows? Because obviously when a business grows, there's going to be support issues in general, right? So I want to make sure that I get that sorted, because I'm a very big proponent of that. Look, if you're going to sell people something, make sure it's good. You know, if you promise to give them a service, make sure you deliver, right? And so I'm huge on that. So I want to make sure that balance is there. So that's going to be for 2021. I might, for 2022, I'm thinking maybe of launching another program that's going to be a complementary program to my main program. So that'll be 2022. And that's kind of as far as I've thought of so far, Martin. But that's the plan. It's to focus on what I'm doing now. I'm not going to change anything. You know, the thing about a lot of internet marketers is they keep launching new stuff. You know, they'll launch like they're what I call serial launches, right? They launch like 10 products a year or 20 products a year. I mean, if you were going to launch 20 products a year, you can't look after your people, unfortunately, right? You sell something and then you kind of forget about your customers, which is not what I want to do. So I'm very focused. This brand, Invincible Marketer, is not going to change for a very, very, very long time. I'm just going to keep making it better. I'm going to grow the community there, grow it bigger, fatter, better. And then maybe have, a higher level program, in the next couple of years, because these things take time to develop, right? And then make it complementary. And if people want to get better training or more access to me, that's the program that will allow them to do it. And then just make sure that everything flows and I deliver. And that's the plan. That's the plan for now. Yeah.
I love that. And, to your point, I read a book, and I can't remember which book it is now because we read so many, don't we? But in there, it said, don't change something that's working if your kind of customers like it and love it. You should only change when the bank shows you or the accountant tells you that it's not working anymore, or it's not working as well anymore. Just keep rolling it out, the same stuff over and over. If it's selling, why change? Why change the wheel? You know what I mean? It's a really big deal. Insane.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just want to give a little bit of some insight into the industry. Just this is more for your audience. But I think the reason why a lot of people launch new products is because the products that they launch in the first place aren't that good. And if you launch a product that's not that good, you're not going to be able to sell it for the long term. Because what happens online is if you launch an XYZ product which actually really sucks, then the market's going to catch on pretty quick, right? So you can only capitalize in the short term, maybe 3 to 6 months. And then after that, people are going to start complaining about it online. And if you don't launch something new, you're going to run out of revenue, you see? But if your program
is everything, isn't it? Reputation is key.
Reputation is everything, because if the program is good, you don't have to keep launching it, if that makes sense, right? Because it's good. It's a good program. So it's going to get better over time, because your reputation is going to grow and grow and grow and grow. And that's, I think, the big thing that a lot of affiliate marketers or internet marketers make a big mistake on. They don't create good programs. Their view is very short term. They're not in it for the long game. They're in it for the short term wins, short term cash. And I personally just think that's a very bad way to run a business. So quality is everything. Quality is everything. Yeah.
I totally agree with that. I'm really excited, like I said, to find out what's going on next year when we interview in 1 year and see where 2021 has taken you, and super excited. Thank you so much for your time.
No problem.
Where's the best place to find you then? The Aaron Chen YouTube channel or one of the other ones?
So there's 2 places that you can find me. So either my YouTube channel, so you can just type out Aaron Chen 1. So it's youtube.com/Aaron Chen 1. Or if you want to check out my program, it's just theinvinciblemarketer.com. That's it.
And your websites are insanely well designed. I love them.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Martin. It was good to hang out, man. Good to see you. I'm actually really excited about these interviews. When you just mentioned that you can't wait to see me again in a year's time, I got pins and needles. Crazy. Yeah. It's just like, whoa, because I'm excited about where the business is going to be in 12 months time as well. So thanks so much for this opportunity.
No, thank you so much too. And we'll catch up really soon.
Sounds good. Thanks, Martin. Take care. Bye. All right. Bye.